Hello, everybody, and thank you for joining us on another episode of our Mystical Wellness podcast. Today, we have a fantastic guest joining us, and we are going to have an inspiring session with Willo, a certified practitioner in emotional freedom technique, EFT, quantum touch, and sound healing. So, Willo's journey is from overcoming years of physical and emotional pain to becoming a holistic healing expert. It's just truly empowering, and she'll share her insights on how energy healing and sound therapy can transform your well-being, ease pain, and bring deep relaxation. So we're going to get into it tonight and learn a bit more about her journey and all these different modalities that she does. So Willo, thank you so much for joining us. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. Thank you for having me. You made me sound amazing then. Thank you for
Yeah,
that.
it is amazing. I just took that from your website. So you've got a fantastic website as well. It's really good. Let us know, how does this all get started for you?
I suppose the holistic side kind of started in about 2010. Before that, I had been a mental health social worker. I'd worked with adults and children with disabilities, lots in the care section. I've always been an empath. I've always known I was an empath, and I love working with people. And I had a car crash in about 1995, and I was quite badly injured. And then I was taken to court, and it was all very horrible. And the injury went on for well over a decade, probably about 15 years. And I had been on and off antidepressants because the pain was so bad, it was really getting me down. I was unable to work. I was on really heavy painkillers every day, diazepam to relax my muscles and for sleeping. And I wasn't getting any better. And it just seemed to be there all of the time. And I kind of just lost faith in medicine, to be honest, in conventional medicine. And I just thought there must be something else. There just must be. So I started looking around at alternatives, at holistic treatments. In about 2010, 2011, I met an EFT practitioner who said, have a go at this. You know, if you've got pain that won't go away and medicine is not helping, it is an emotional pain that is you're feeling in your physical body. And I thought, okay, but I'll give it a go. I'll give anything a go at this point. So I had a couple of EFT sessions, and I have to say, within the first session, I knew that there was a change. And my pain, by the time I'd had my second session, there was no pain at all. There was no daily pain. I wasn't waking up in pain. And what I'd realized through tapping, through EFT, is that what I was holding in my neck and in my shoulders was all of that trauma from the accident, from the injury, from not being able to work. So a lot of my identity was wrapped up in what I did as my job. And when I wasn't able to do that, I kind of lost myself. After the crash, I got taken to court and I was slandered in court, but I was too ill to stand up for myself. So I had all of this trauma that was just sitting there. And it wasn't until I started using EFT that I was able to just see that and let it go. And then I just thought, this is amazing. I need to know how to do this. And I want to teach everybody that I can how to do this.
That does sound amazing. Hopefully we'll do a little bit with you this evening. Yeah, I do
Please,
try and include a little bit of tapping, but I've not had, lengthy training on it. It's just something that I've picked up over the years. Yeah. Is there a particular, is it like a 5-step tapping program that you prefer, or what do you like to do?
There's a few different protocols, and it really depends on what people come with. And when I work with children, it's a different protocol than I would use with adults. If I'm doing a children's workshop, again, that's different than if I was doing one-to-one with children. So it really just depends on who the
Yeah.
person is and what they come with, really.
What's your favorite one to help you with your kind of stressful lifestyle?
Well, my new one actually that I'm really enjoying is through the Peaceful Heart Network, and it is first aid trauma tapping, and I find it just instant. I find it instantly works. So that's something that I do on myself quite a lot.
Oh,
But even before I get out of bed, I will say, right, okay, so even though I'm feeling a bit stiff this morning, or even though I've got this thing going on today, and I will do a few minutes tapping before I get out of bed.
yeah. That sounds great. Tell us, how did you get into that quantum touch? Because I've experienced that once before,
Okay.
but I'm not entirely sure how it works.
So, on my healing journey, around the same time as I found out about EFT, I had a very good Buddhist friend of mine who was training to be a quantum touch therapist. And she was giving me some treatments on my neck and shoulders at the time. And I did get relief. And so I was interested in that. The thing was that after a few days, the pain would come back again. So I now know that that was because she was just training and she wasn't qualified and she didn't have enough experience. But it made me think I would also, once I'd started on the journey, I wanted to add some more tools. So I really wanted to learn how to be a quantum touch practitioner. And that's about using the energy that is all around us, everywhere. I mean, we're all energy. Everything is energy. So it's about using the energy called chi, prana, and using specific breath work, being able to pull that in and channel that out through the hands or out through the heart onto a person's physical body or over the waves, depending, distance healing as well. But channeling that in order to, so if somebody's injured, that part of themselves is vibrating at a much lower frequency than it should be, than the rest of the body is. So a quantum touch practitioner learns how to build a really high vibration, and then through resonance and entrainment, the other person's energy will meet the high vibration so that they can start to heal themselves.
Because
So I don't heal them.
I find that my solar plexus vibrates at nighttime. So what's it doing? The idea.
Is it telling you to move?
I'm trying to go to sleep. Yeah, maybe.
I'd be telling you you've got a build up there and you might just need to
Yeah. Okay, that's interesting.
find
Yeah.
a way of letting that go. Yeah. So yeah, energy, quantum touch.
Mm.
I love that. And my son, actually, he also quite will, if he's injured or if I've got a pain, he will come and say, oh, and he will give me some quantum touch. He loves it as well.
Is it mainly, do you have to do that lying down? Can you be sitting? How does that work for you? Yeah.
When people come to me for a session, it's usually lying down if they're comfortable with that, because it's just
Yeah.
easier for me to move around the body. Because the other thing is that energy moves. So they might come with a sore shoulder and I might start work on them, but then that might move down their arm or into their hand or, so it's easy for me to be able to move around them and chase the pain and chase the energy.
Yeah. So how do you think that quantum touch is different to other modalities out there, like Reiki and things like that?
I always get asked this.
Do you? I'm sorry.
Because everybody's heard of Reiki. I think
Yeah.
that's, not many people have heard of quantum touch. For me, the big difference is that I'm not using symbols and I'm not calling in anything or anyone to aid with the healing. I'm just using the energy of the person, my energy, and the energy that is everywhere around. So for me, it's
You're literally just taking them up to a higher vibration so that their body can start to heal itself. Yeah.
yes.
Right. Got it.
So
Yeah.
I'm not the healer. I'm just creating the environment so that they can heal themselves.
Yeah, because when I had it, the lady stood behind me and I was seated, and she just had her hands on my shoulders.
Yeah.
I could feel something was going on. I think I might have even got a download because we got up. I started to get information coming in, but that was just at our Mind Body Spirit Fair, I think, in Stockport. Yeah. So is it? Do you think the quantum touch is as popular as your emotional freedom technique? Which one do you do the most? No.
Tapping, EFT, but that's because people haven't heard of quantum touch.
Yeah.
But quite often, if people are open to it, we will have an EFT session, and then towards the end, I will say, "Would you mind? Are you open to? I think you'd really benefit from having some quantum touch."
Can we do a couple of tapping points to kind of help us lower our cortisol and just kind of de-stress?
Right
Yeah.
now?
Yeah, can we do some stuff together?
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So are you feeling a bit stressed?
I'm always I carry a lot of weight, right? So a lot of kind of emotional trauma is there for me. Going through like a breakup with my husband over the last 18 months has been quite tricky. I was in my work environment that I left in December. I did 10 years in construction with men. It was a really tricky environment to be in, as well as trying to do a spiritual side of things. So yeah, I've got a lot, plus I don't process emotions as easily as other people, so I hold on to grief and stress and that kind of thing. So yeah, I'm sure I'm sure there's and menopause as well, so yeah, so whatever you can recommend would be great.
If we just did a couple of rounds of, so the first round will be identifying what it is, and then the second round we will just do, I'm okay with that, and I'm going to let some of that go safely. Yeah, okay. So we always start here.
Yeah.
And I'll just use the words for this session because from what you've just told me.
Okay.
So you would say, even though I'm carrying all of this stuff, years of stuff, and I know what that is, and I'm working on that, and I love and accept myself anyway. Okay, so we'll go to the top of the head.
Yeah.
All of my stuff. I know what it is. So we're just identifying it inside of your eyebrow.
Yeah.
All of these things that I don't let go of. Nice breath. Round to the outside of your eye. All of these things. All of these years. Nice breath. All of this stuff. I'm carrying it in my body. I'm carrying it in my mind. Under your nose. All of this stuff. All of my stuff. Years of stuff. All of these things that I haven't let go of because I don't know how to. And your chest, I'd like you to just tap. All of these things. All of my things. I'm working on them. Because only I can. And under your arm, where the seam of your bra strap would be.
Okay.
All of my things. I know what they are. And I'm working on them. Now. Okay, top of your head. Nice breath. All of these things. I'm ready now. To just let some of that go. Safely. Inside of your eye. All of these things. I'm carrying. My body. And in my mind. I'm ready now. To just release some of that.
Ready to release it. Now. Yeah.
Out of your eye. All of my things. I know what they are. And I'm ready. To just let some of that go. Safely. Because only I can. All of these things. I'm ready. To just let go of some of that. And I am okay anyway. Under your nose. All of my things. All of these years. Everything I'm holding. Because I know what they are. I'm working on that. And I'm going to let some of that go. Because I'm ready. All of my stuff. All of these things. I'm working on them. And I am ready. To just let some of that go. Safely. All of my stuff.
All of my stuff.
I'm just letting some of that go.
Letting some of that go.
As only I can.
As only I can.
And my body would like me to do that.
My body would like me to do that.
And my mind would like me to do that.
My mind would like me to do that.
All of my stuff.
All of my stuff.
I'm just letting that go.
I'm just letting that go.
Safely.
Safely.
And just hold your wrist so you ground, because you'll be all woo.
Yeah. Oh, that was awesome. I really enjoyed that.
And that was very generalized, obviously.
Yeah, that was really cool. Because
If
body
we were in a
knows.
session, we would pick out the things that are you're really
Yeah.
holding on to.
Yeah, I do access consciousness work, access bars and things like that, and we're training an access body process tomorrow, so your body knows what it needs to do.
Oh yeah.
Sometimes it just needs a reminder or an outlet or whatever. Yeah, so I love that. That was really great. And wow, so EFT is your favorite out of all of your modalities, I think.
I think it just has so many applications, and
Yeah.
when I think about what I want to do going forward, most of the things that I think will make the most impact will be EFT.
Yeah. How did you get into the sound healing?
So I went along to a few, as I suppose most people do, to a few sound baths, and I just loved it. I just loved the energy and how it made me feel, and I could feel things shifting. And as you said, I was having downloads and I thought, it's all energy, it's all vibration, it's all energy. So it's not that much for me to move into that field. And so I just started my training and I love it.
So, have you got addicted to sound healing tools like most people when they start sound healing or crystals? You end up with so much stuff
I've got
and
loads.
so many tools. Like I was just showing you my pyramid, which I'll show everyone. This is my latest thing, other than my new Wawa tube, obviously.
Beautiful.
Yeah, so there's always new things to purchase to add to your sound healing sessions. So tell us your inventory. What do you have at home?
I have Tibetan singing bowls, the metal ones, crystal singing bowls, a chakra set of crystal singing bowls, a rain stick, a wave drum, canary seed pod chimes, 4 different kafir chimes, tincture bells. My newest thing is a 24-inch gong that
Oh,
I've been
wow.
able to move around my sound baths and play.
Yeah,
And then for one-to-one sessions, I use tuning forks, and
yeah.
tuning forks is probably my favorite thing.
Oh, okay. So I mean, I've only got one tuning fork, so I kind of use it as a master one just to ground people, really. So what are the benefits of tuning forks? Do you put them on the body?
There are 2 types of tuning forks. There are these type of tuning forks, which are unweighted tuning forks, part of the Solfeggio range, and these are for use in the energy system. So in your biofield, in your aura, over the body, it can find disturbances in your energy field and help to basically vibrate them out and help you to get back to optimal health. And then there are these tuning forks. And as you can see, these tuning forks have got weights on the end, and weighted tuning forks are for use on the body. So this is the one that you were just talking about. Oh, no, it's not. This is not the one you were just talking about. This is the 136 on
Mine
tuning
looks
fork.
just like that, but mine's a 128.
I've got the 128 here as well. I've
Yeah.
got an array. And these ones, so if you listen to this, this is the unweighted on the over the body.
I'm just going to check the settings. Hold on.
Let me go by the speaker.
Yeah. Try that again one more time. So I can't hear it. I don't know about you guys. It might be too subtle a sound for us to pick up.
Okay.
Yeah. Can you hear?
I can hear it.
Can you hear that?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. It must just be it's too subtle, I think, for the microphone. Yeah.
Okay.
I've got
This
the
is the one I use usually for anyway.
yeah,
Um,
I've got the sound for musicians on. So I don't know why it's not picking up. Yeah.
But these ones, when you bang them, they don't make the same noise, but what they do is they send the vibration down these tines into the stem. And when you put it on a part of your body, the vibration goes right through, penetrating every cell. And we now know that it releases nitric oxide, which is something that we have naturally in the body, but it gets destroyed by the foods that we eat, by salt, by tinned beans, tinned vegetables. Quite a lot of vegan food destroys your nitric oxide. Also stress. And what happens is the vibrations from these releases the nitric oxide in your body, which is then has amazing health benefits, really. So we now know scientifically that it enhances your vascular flow. It's great for your heart health. It destroys bacteria and viruses. It boosts your immune system. It's just such a good thing. And also the weighted tuning forks on your body, if you have a particular area that is in pain or is injured, it again, you're vibrating at a lower frequency. So it's the same as the energy healing, and the vibrations from the forks will bring you back to optimal where you should be in order to be able to heal yourself.
Do you find that you end up using the full set or just a couple? How does it work normally for a tuning fork session? Is it ever just one tuning fork?
I don't just use one. And it very much depends on the clients. Some clients don't want to hear about an energy or a system, but they're quite happy for you to use tuning forks on their body because they can feel the vibration. Other people are open to whatever you can do that might help me
Yeah.
do it.
So how do you choose which fork that you're going to work with when you've got a big set?
Oh, well, I always start with the one of the solfeggio forks, the 174, and that's what I do the sweeping over the body in the aura with and look for the disturbances. And I just know by the sound if there's something going on.
Yeah.
And then depending on where it is on the body, I will then ask whether I can use a weighted fork or whether they would prefer to me just still be working in the energy system.
So
Because some
the
issues
the
are,
aura sounds different when you put the tuning fork through it, if there's a blockage of energy or something like that. That's cool.
yeah.
We were actually working with the 174 hertz frequency yesterday when we were doing our little meditation class. Yeah. And so tell us a little bit about the benefits of that one. Do you know the benefits for the 174?
174 is pain. It's amazing for pain.
Yeah.
Any kind, it would be the one that I would go to if someone came to me and they were in that moment feeling pain or had long-term chronic pain issues.
Yeah. So we were looking at it as well for grounding and stress relief as well. But yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah. I'm trying to think more questions because I don't work as much with tuning forks as I would like to. Yeah, so what are your top tips for working with the tuning forks?
Um, I think learn as much as you can from a lot of different people. I think that's really important. I think that's really important with any modality, really. Don't just train with one person, because everybody has their own little take. So like Ali Makusak, who does the tuning of biofields, I've read her books, watched a lot of her interviews and not podcasts, but her training materials. And so quite some of the things that I do, like the sweeping of the energy field, I've got from her, and then that was backed up by the sound therapy school of UK because they do the sweeping, so I think it's getting as much information from as many different people, and then you just find your own way because I'm intuitive. That's how I
Yeah.
work. So
I think one of the best things about tuning forks is that they're so mobile,
yep.
right? Because if you're going to pack up all your sound gear, that's a lot of stuff, isn't it?
Yes, well, I need help when I'm going to do an actual sound bath. I can't get all of the instruments there on my own and set up in enough time. So I need help to do that and to pack down. Whereas, as you say, the tuning forks, I can take both of my sets and the individual ones that I've got for particular and all in one bag.
Yeah. That's what I love about wow tubes as well. It's just a metal tube.
Yeah.
So I'm not scared of breaking it like I am with my crystal singing bowls.
Oh, the bowls, yes.
The bowls. Yeah. So do you prefer the Tibetan or the crystal bowl?
I prefer the crystal. I do sometimes use the Tibetan in one-to-one healing sessions, again, because they're smaller and they're easier to transport. And actually, I think that you can put them on the body the same as you can with tuning forks. But for the sound and the whole experience, I loved the crystal singing bowls. I mean, I
Oh,
took mine out in the garden today and
yeah,
sat and gave myself a sound bath.
that's amazing. What was it like learning to do that sound bath experience? Because a full, a full chakra set, that's a lot of bowls, and that's
Yeah,
quite daunting for most people when they're thinking, I'd like to do a sound bath, but I've got all these different bowls here. So what was that experience like for you learning how to do that?
I have to say I have a good group of friends who really supported my sound healing journey and volunteered to come and be guinea pigs when I was doing my training and when I was doing my case studies. And then when I first started to do some public things, the first few was just friends or friends of friends who came along so that I could build up my confidence, I suppose, and also to give me feedback. So I had one person who said, "Oh, the wave drum, it's too loud, and it gives me a shock." And so that was something then for me to go away and learn how to make that more mellow and easier.
Do you work with any shamanic tools?
A drum,
Yeah, I've got my drum. I have a lot of
a good
sounds
drum.
there. So I have a goat drum.
Okay.
What kind of drum do you have? Do you know?
It is a goat skin, but it's
Oh
a tree
wow.
alive goat skin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love working with the goat spirit because it's one of overcoming. That goat's going to get you up that mountain, and no matter how uneven the surface is, it's going to get you to the top and over. That's why I love working with goat as my main spirit animal.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm a Capricorn as well, so I'm sure-footed and a lot of goat, a lot of goat.
So I mainly use my drum for just generally cleansing my space. I do circles and things like that, but not full on drumming circles. So do you go to many drumming circles, or
Not,
what do
not
you?
really.
No,
And I mainly use it for myself, the drum.
no.
And when I'm clearing the space before people arrive. Sometimes I do get the urge to do a little bit of the drum whilst I'm doing a sound bath,
Mm.
but there isn't that much of it.
Do you
It
work with
takes
your voice at all?
No, but it is something that I'm thinking about.
Yeah. What about chanting and light language and?
Well, I'm a Buddhist. I've been a Buddhist since I was 19 years old. I'm a practicing Buddhist. I chant twice a day. So I chant all the time.
Yeah, that's so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. I work with Guan Yin, so we have mantras for Guan Yin. Yeah. And does she ever come into your practices, Guan Yin?
No.
No, because there are lots of Buddhists that do follow Guan Yin as well. Yeah, so that's amazing.
But I think chanting is really important. We know that the vibration,
Mm,
relaxes the vagus nerve and
yeah.
it's really good for you. Humming and chanting is really good.
What drew you to the Buddhism?
Um, I just knew some people who were interested in it and I agreed to go to a meeting. I agreed to go to a meeting. Actually, I didn't want to go. I was going to the meeting so that I could prove it was all a load of twaddle. And then I was amazed, and I've been chanting ever since.
I love that. Yeah, we do a lot of chanting sometimes and toning, using like bija sounds and things like that. So I do love to work with the voice.
I do toning when I'm doing quantum touch. It's the next level of quantum touch is toning. So we use colors and we use toning with the hands-on
Yeah,
healing.
that sounds really cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
It's
what's next
powerful.
for you? What's next for you with your sound healing? Or are you going to bring in something totally different?
um, I just enjoy doing the sound bath, so I'd still like to continue doing that. The one-to-one sound healing is really growing, actually. I've been contacted by another centre that said, please come along. We've got people that would really be interested in what you offer. Um, so that's really exciting because I do enjoy the one-to-one. At the moment, what I'm doing mostly is combination sessions. So I'll have people that come and we will do 10 minutes maybe of tapping to release whatever their stress of the day is. And then I'll get them on the table and I'll do some sound healing and energy healing together because obviously I can run the energy at the same time as using the forks. So
Yeah, that sounds really good. What does your personal kind of wellness practices look like then, when if you have all these different things? Is there, what do you have, like, go-to routines that you do?
Well, I chant, as I say, every day, and I tap usually in the morning. And I do Donna Eden energy medicine.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So I've
Yeah,
got some friends who are practitioners, so I always do the four thumps
yeah.
every day because
I do the
yeah,
thymus. Yeah.
yeah, all of
So,
that.
we had a question in the chat. So when we do the EFT tapping, do you do both sides of the body, or how do you do it? Take it in turn, or
You can do that particular type that I did with you. It's whichever you prefer, or
yeah.
you can do both.
So it's okay if you just do one side of the body. It's going to have
Yeah,
the same effect.
yeah.
Okay.
But the other protocol that I do with the Peaceful Heart Network, they insist that you start with your dominant side, and then you also do the next side so that you can balance yourself.
Yeah. Do you work with the meridian energy lines then? If you do Donna Eden work, do you do any meridian focused, like with the tuning forks, like working with the fingers and the toes or anything like that?
A little bit, because I know a bit about them, and also you do learn where on the body to put the tuning forks in order for them
Yeah.
to be most effective. And obviously, the energy lines, meridian lines, they're the best places.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah. When it gets to like the root chakra though, because I was saying I was saying to my friend who's a sound healer, where would you put the fork? And she's saying on the hip. Is that right? Yeah. She think I'm gonna place it on the root chakra.
Very, very top of the thighs
Yeah.
or on the hips, yeah.
Okay. Okay,
Because
that makes
the
sense.
root chakra really is everything from the
Mm.
root down.
Yeah.
So even if you did thighs, knees, any of those
Yeah.
areas.
So I have osteoarthritis in my ankles, and I need ankle fusion surgery and a little bit of bone reconstruction in the feet because they're starting to wear down now. So where would you place a tuning fork for something like that? Would you avoid it or would you place it in that area or nearby?
As long as you didn't have any metal implants or anything in that part of your foot,
Yeah.
I would start with the solfeggio forks over and around your foot, and the
Yeah.
174 particularly. And
Cool.
then I would see how you responded to that, pick up
Mm.
where the disturbances are, and then I would ask you if you were comfortable with using a weighted fork. And then I would trial before I did a proper ding. I would see how your foot reacted to the vibrations.
Okay, that sounds good. How long is like a normal one-to-one healing session? How long would that last for?
50 minutes, an hour if something massive comes up and needs
Yeah.
in, but 50 minutes to an hour.
Amazing. So if anyone in the chat has got any questions, please let us know. You're welcome to use your voice as well if you want to chat with Willo directly. So let me know. Have you got any special things coming up? Any promotions or courses that maybe you're running or programs?
At the moment, well, not for you guys. At the moment, I am in talks with some teachers. I do an EFT tapping workshop for children, and it is my passion. I think all children should
Yeah,
know how to tap.
yeah,
We know that it reduces overwhelm, it stops your fight and flight, it talks directly to your amygdala. I mean, the benefits are, they
yeah.
outweigh everything else. So I have a children's workshop, and I used to run it as a family workshop for a parent and child to come.
Hmm.
But what was happening was the parents just wanted to bring the child and leave. And that
Oh,
wasn't
right.
really,
Okay.
that wasn't really what I was hoping for. So
Yeah.
now I've decided that I would like to take that workshop into schools and just work with groups of children.
That sounds great. Yeah, so hopefully you can get funding to do that and everything, can't you? That would be brilliant. Yeah. Would that be like primary school level?
Yes, I
Yeah.
have been into secondary schools, but you can't work with teenagers in groups.
No.
They are far too worried about themselves and how they look to be tapping in front of their friends.
Yeah.
So in secondary school, it was one-to-one sessions, whereas in primary school, kids are open for everything, aren't they? And they don't mind looking a bit silly. So.
Yeah, that sounds great. Have you got any tips or anything for people who've got mental health issues or anything like that you'd like to share with us?
As an ex-mental health social worker, I think all of the things that I do are beneficial for your mental health. I think it's, if you could just tap on, I'm feeling anxious or I'm feeling worried or I don't feel okay today, You don't have to go into anything massive. All you're doing is calming down your nervous system. And if you're not feeling all of the physical symptoms, the sweaty palms and the beating heart and the dry mouth, and if you're not feeling all of them, then your mind will calm down. So I think tapping.
Yeah. When we do meditation classes, and we don't, I used to do them quite often, but we've not done it for a while, so I've just started running a new one. Most people are worried that they can't calm their mind.
Yeah.
And yeah, so have you got any tips on anything like that to help people just kind of get themselves centered?
Breathing. I think breath work is essential for, just the box breathing. Breathe in for 4, hold for 4, out for 4, hold for 4. Just brings you back to your breath, yourself, and again, calms your whole system down.
So Lee's put a question, say if there's metal present. Well, I'm having metal bolts put through my ankle, Lee. When they fuse it, that's what they do. They put big screws in your ankle. So yeah, if anybody's got any kind of like reconstructive surgery, then you'd want to avoid that with the vibrations, I think.
You
From the
wouldn't want to use them on the area for
yeah.
sure. And obviously for legal reasons and insurance reasons, you would ask them to get okay from their doctor.
Yeah, that's cool. So if
Yeah.
somebody had, like I've got high blood pressure at the moment, which I'm having trouble controlling, so much going on with my body, um, would you ask them to get a note from their doctor, or would you, no, you'd be okay with that? Perfect. Yeah, brilliant.
Yeah.
Ooh. So
Because
where do you,
all of these therapies reduce your cortisol, they
yeah,
reduce, your adrenaline, they reduce everything in your body. So
yeah.
also helpful for high blood pressure.
Do you think that you're going to do something abroad in the next 2 weeks? Because I just got a little flash vision. Are you
Did
going
you?
on that retreat in September?
I'm not actually, no.
No.
But I probably will do at some point, but
Yeah.
not.
I did just see you somewhere abroad, somewhere warm, but with tall trees. So that'd be really, really cool.
Very nice.
What would you love to do? What would be your dream event or something like that? Or just a place that you'd love to visit?
That isn't here.
Yeah?
Oh,
Any,
well, I've never
anywhere.
been to Thailand. I would like to go to Thailand.
Oh, I lived in Thailand. Yeah, Thailand's awesome. So if somebody said go, 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 I'd go straight to Bangkok City. That would be my
Okay.
my go-to. But I lived in Phuket for quite a while, and I've been to Chiang Mai. But I'm a Bangkok City kind of person. Everybody's the same height as me. Everybody's small. Shoes are small. It's like I love it over there. I lived in India for a long time, and I prefer Thailand. So
Okay.
yeah. So you'll love that. Temple tours and everything over there would be
I'd love
amazing.
that.
The
Yeah.
islands are beautiful over there too. Yeah. Awesome. I mean, this has been so great, Willow. Is there anything you want to share with us before we finish? Did you have fun?
I did. Yes. I was quite scared, but no, it's been all right. Thank you very much.
It's okay when you're talking about the things that you do, but when it's sometimes you've got to talk about personal stories, that's when it gets quite hard, I think. And you have to do a full timeline and everything. But we'd love to talk to you again and see what you're working on and maybe introduce some of your singing bowls and see if we can get that on the audio. That would be so cool. The bowl that I've got next to me, this is my Japanese bowl.
Okay.
And it was like a Japanese rice bowl that's been toned.
Oh,
But I'm not sure what the tone is. I got it in a flea market. So for £30, and it's my
okay.
best bowl. And even when I do like podcasts and stuff, people can like feel it in their body, even though we're across time and space. Yeah. So Maria's saying this was fascinating. Thank you. This has been brilliant. Oh, thank you so much. Oh, let everybody know your website and your Facebook. Yeah.
My website is www.energyworksuk.com and Facebook is Simply Sound and
Simply Simple
Healing.
Sound, yeah. So you're transitioning the names, aren't you? So are you going to change the Facebook to Energy Works, or are you going to keep it as Simply Sound?
Well, see, I've always been Energy Works, and when I became a sound healer, I don't
Yeah,
know why, because I didn't know any better, I set up a new Facebook page and a new Instagram with Simply Sound and Healing.
yeah,
But now I've got two of everything.
yeah.
But
I think
really,
that's okay. Because I
I'm
mean,
bringing it all.
if you're mainly focusing on sound, then I'd say stay with Simply Sound by Energy Works,
Mm,
right?
well, I think I'm doing Energy Works, Simply Sound and Healing, because
Yeah.
Energy
Okay.
Works is everything. It's
Yeah.
all
See what works
energy.
for you. That's great. But what I'll do is I'll put all your links and everything below, so that hopefully people can connect with you and and have a look at your website, which was really, really good. Oh,
Thank
thank you
you.
so much.